New replay, new deck, Genesys format, and let's go. We have here Onomat against the Chimera deck. I'm here with the Chimera deck. Recently, Nightmare Apprentice got its points reduced to only 20, so I thought why not give this deck a try. I'm playing it together with the Diabellze engine, and I'm playing 3 Nightmare Apprentice to have maximum consistency. I'm playing no Kotal because it's still 33 points, and I also decided to play 1 Guardian Chimera in this list for another 33 points. You could cut the Guardian Chimera. I don't think it's mandatory to play it in this version of the deck. And I don't know, maybe play some non-engine for it. I decided to play it like that because I actually like that in the main deck, and I don't think you have to play as much non-engine in this list. All right. Let's go into the deck. I'm going first in this duel. My hand is kinda okay. I got a good starter, which loses against Troll. I got Gazelle, which is a semi-starter together with other cards. I got the Morian card, which is okay to discard for the Nightmare Apprentice, because I can just set it, because if you control a level 5 or higher illusion monster, which this is, I can reset it. I got Diabellze to search me Diabellze monster level 8 or higher. This is important. I cannot search this level 7 Diabellze. And let's look at his hand. His hand doesn't look that great. I'm not really familiar with the Onomat deck, but I know that those cards, I think this is the one that costs 33 points, which you can search with. This one, when this card is activated, you can add 1 Onomat card from a deck to hand, so this one also searches some cards. This one is an extender, because if you control a Zubaba or Gagaga, Go, whatever monster, you can special summon from hand or graveyard, which is great. And this one, you can reveal 1 Gagaga monster in your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand, then you can apply one of these effects. Okay, this one also just special summons itself, and then you can special summon 1 Gagaga monster from your hand. Alright, then this one is just for going first. Okay, alright, let's go into it. Okay, I'm starting by discarding the Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morian for the Nightmare Apprentice. Then I special summon her in defense, because she cannot be destroyed by battle, so that's fine. Then search for the Mirror Sword Knight, which is maybe not the correct search, because this immediately now loses against Droll. I could have also started with Gazelle, but I'm thinking about, yeah, okay, I want to have like the full maximum value, but in hindsight, I think this was wrong. I should have maybe played around the Droll here by normal summoning the Gazelle, or searching with the Nightmare Apprentice, the one of the Diabellze cards, right? So this, or starting with the Diabellze itself, right? But all of those versions wouldn't still make a strong board under Droll, so I don't think there was a good way to play around Droll. The only way maybe was to start with Gazelle, because if I start with Gazelle, I can search the fusion, then I could fuse the Nightmare Apprentice, but it's still like a garbage board, and so I just played into it. Then I use the Sinful Spoils Slumber of Morian here, which is, I think, a mistake, because the 1 Diabellze card can special summon herself if there is a Sinful Spoil card in either graveyard, so I can just wait with this to set it, because it's always a quick effect, right? Because even if he has Nib, I can just still chain the Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morian, so I think this is a misplay to do that. Then I normal summon the Sword Knight, use the effect, special summon the big winged Baphomet. I think this card is like the reason to play this deck, because searching 2 cards is like super strong. So I search for a Chimera Fusion and another Gazelle, and then using Chimera Fusion, fusing Gazelle and also Baphomet into, and this time it's the Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast. I also don't think this was the correct play right here, because there's one Azamina card that you can special summon that reborns an illusion monster that can that has to be summoned by a fiend level 6 or higher, and an illusion monster, because that's why I think I should have made the other one that sends from the extra deck, from the main deck, a fiend, illusion, or beast to the graveyard, and is a fiend monster, right? So I think this would have been maybe the better play here. But yeah, let's see how I play it out. I'm going all 3 effects. This one discards in the opponent's end, in your hand phase, 1 card of the opponent's hand. So that's like the most annoying effect of Chimera. Then I rewound the Mirror Sword Knight with the Baphomet. And then I also search right here. I'm searching Diabellze, the original Sin Keeper. This is the card I was talking about before. If a Sinful Spoils card is in either player's graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. So if I just waited with this effect, I could have now just easily special summoned this and did not have to do the play I'm doing next. Because right here I'm adding Chimera Fusion and then activate Filia Diabellze to add the Diabellze the Vengeance. And yeah, then right here, if I had the Diabellze already on the field, I could have just waited with the fusion. But right here, I now have to use the fusion, and I'm fusing the Vengeance, and I also fused the Nightmare Apprentice to go for more Regina. And yeah, this is the one that can summon 1 back from the graveyard. So what I could have done here is I could have just fused the Chimera King of Phantom Beast for it, right? But then this one would have been in my graveyard and I'd be able to summon something back. But I'm doing it like that. I think that's still fine. I think the biggest mistake was just to set the Sinful Spoils Slumber of Morion. Otherwise, the combo was fine. Because if I didn't do that, I would have still had the Chimera Fusion for the next turn. And I would have just ended with this one in the hand. And the more Regina would have still been an extra deck. But yeah, the board is still fine. I got a Monster Negate through Mirror Sword Knight. I got the Diabellze to pop spells. I got this one. This one can pop 2 cards, but it has to chain itself to Azamina or Sinful Spoils effect. This one is a Sinful Spoils effect, so I could theoretically pop 2 cards with this. So let's go. In the end phase, I'm discarding 1 card. I'm actually hitting the Onomatopyra, and then he got a Vision Typhoon card, which is kind of useless under Diabellze because he cannot use quick play spells in the draw phase. I use Mirror Sword Knight. I think this is the correct play to just special summon with the Mirror Sword Knight directly here, because then I can use the negate effect from the graveyard. I can also use its effect on the field, but I want to have the value. I can only search 1 Chimera Fusion here because I have the other Gazelles already in the hand. Kind of unfortunate, but doesn't matter here. Then he sets Onomato Pickup. I'm deciding to just pop this card because I know that the Onomat deck doesn't play that many spells, so if he has something to set, I should maybe just pop it. So I use it to pop the p.u.n.k Performant, the Baphomet, and this one, because I think the other cards all have value on my field, so I think this is the right card to pop, because I cannot even fuse it to use its effect, so this is, I think, the right play. Then he used the Gagaga Knight to special summon him, and then he also specials the Onomatokage. You can from an extra deck special summon this card from your hand, then you can apply one of these effects. Special summon 1 Gagaga monster from your hand. This is, oh, it's always treated as a Gagaga monster. Alright, so he can special summon that with this effect. And right here, I'm just thinking if I want to use Sinful Spoils Slumber Morion to books 1 and then pop the others, because I don't want him to go into the extra deck. I still have like the Diabellze card, and I also still have the Mirror Sword Knight as a negate. So I'm, if he normally summon something, I can just negate it with Mirror Sword Knight. So I'm kind of confident here, and I also don't want him to go into the Exiton Knight, which is like super, yeah. I think it would have been a problem if we went like the guy, so he could have just popped my whole board. I could have maybe negated it with the Mirror Sword Knight, so maybe I should have waited with the activation of Sinful Spoils Slumber Morion, but lucky for me, he doesn't have anything else than just scoops. So I'm actually new to this deck, so I don't think I play this perfectly. There are a lot of mistakes I'm seeing right here in the replay, but that's that's one of the reasons why I do those replays, so I can just see what I'm doing wrong and maybe play a bit better in the future. And yeah, then he actually plays a Radiant Typhoon version. Radiant Typhoon is super crazy. All of those cards are still 0 points, and you can just splash it into everything. I'm also splashing it into this deck, right? I have it in the side deck to use, for example, you can use the big ones only if uh, um, a quick play spell gets activated, right? So I could use it for my Chimera fusions, but I can also use it if my opponent has a quick play spell. Then you can special summon one and search 2 Radiant Typhoon cards, which is crazy. You start with a body, also 2 Radiant Typhoon cards in your hand, so this is kind of good to side against Radiant Typhoon. So Radiant Typhoon actually is good against Radiant Typhoon, which is kind of funny. And yeah, then he specials the Eldam overlay. Oh no, searches another card. I think it's a rather small engine. He only plays like Swens and Eldams, I think. Then he overlays for the Gaga Big Gabonga, and this one can search a Goblin card, and there's a Gaga Goblinberg, right? So he can just search this card, special it. This is a starter, special summons the Kage to Kage card, then goes for the girl. And yeah, I have no interruption here. For my hand, it's actually a brick, right? But I have Santa Claus, and Kaiju, so I could theoretically tribute 3 of his cards, right? So that's kind of strong. But I'm missing a starter right here. But I'm thinking, okay, I have 6, or maybe if I draw like the Gazelle, I have 9 cards that could I could top deck. So I rather just watch his combo, so I know what his deck does, right? So then he uses it searches for Dodo the Warrior, then uses Onomat pickup, searches Onomat Pyra. This is actually crazy what his deck is doing, right? It generates so much plus. Then Warrior reborns, it summons itself, goes for the Utopia double searches, and then overlays for another Utopia card. It searches double or nothing, and then goes for Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, and this has the effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect, and if you do, halve its attack, so it's kind of a strong card. But it can also equip one ZW monster from your deck or extra deck to this card. And yeah, he also does that, I think, in the next chain after he searched another card. Yeah, and this one is kind of super strong. It gives it attack points, and also once per turn while this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster effect activated on your opponent's field. So this is kind of crazy because he's now a double negate with this card. The problem is I forgot to read this card, and this will haunt me later. I only read the Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, but it's kind of hard if you haven't played a lot against the deck. So then he special summons the... I cannot say this name. I don't want to try. And this one is actually 6k because of Utopia double, and this card gives it 1,000. And then reborns 1, overlays for the Eclipse Twins, which is crazy because now he can make a double Utopic Draco Future, and if you out this, Eclipse Twin can just reborn it because this is always like a rank 1, and if we read Eclipse Twin, this one says you can target 2 other rank 4 or lower XYZ monsters in your graveyard, special one of them, attach the other to it as a material. So this is kind of crazy. I think this one also just has to detach one material from this card, negate the activation. So if you out this, you can just reborn it easily, which is kind of crazy. And then he uses Onomat Pyra, search another 2, and yeah, then Radiant Typhoon draws 2 cards, draws into an ogre. Then special summons the knight, shows the magician, then reborns the Kage to Kage. Oh no, it's not Kage. Oh, it's Onomat Kage. Alright. Then overlays for actually Daigusto Emerald. I think this card costs 1 point. Kind of funny. Then shuffles 3 back and draws another card because he doesn't have enough in his hand. And gets the Radiant Typhoon Chant, and then discards double or nothing and the Radiant Typhoon Chant. and then end main phase, then it's my turn. And I actually draw Nightmare Apprentice, which is like a super lucky draw right here, right? Because this is the second best starter I have in the stack. So yeah, I'm just starting with this. I'm using a Kaiju, go for the Atropic Draco Future, then he uses the effect of the Nightmare, how's it called? Eclipse Twin to reborn it. And equip one, so it's already back again. So I use Santa Claus on it. And then I special summon the Nightmare Apprentice here. The problem is I forgot to read this card. I only read this card, and this is one target, so I can dodge it with Chimera Fusion. But I think this one, yeah, once per turn, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster effect activated on your opponent's field. So this one doesn't target. So, but lucky for me, he doesn't use it. He used the other one, and I chain the Chimera Fusion to it to dodge the effect. And then I go for the Baphomet and search the Mirror Sword Knight, and then Baphomet effect, he chains actually Ogre, which doesn't do a lot here. The only thing it does is that my Mirror Sword Knight now cannot negate because the Baphomet is not on the field anymore. But I decide to send here the Bow the Downslide. If this card gets sent to the graveyard, you can search one Mutiny in the Sky, and Mutiny in the Sky lets me fuse here. And I'm searching Mutiny in the Sky, and then use Chimera Fusion to add back because I have the Baphomet in the graveyard. And right here I'm already thinking, okay, maybe I can break this, right? But I forgot to read this card, which haunts me now, because now I use Mutiny in the Sky, shuffle 3 back, and go for the big guy, the Lucy, the Dusk Dark. And what is this doing? He says monsters in your leftmost or rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed, so it's this one and this one. And then you can target one card your opponent controls, send one fiend or fairy monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that card. So I could have just easily destroyed this card and just won, but as you can see now, I'm yeah, sending the wrong card. I forgot to read it, and yeah, send the Vengeance, and then normal some Mirror Sword Knight, and then he can just negate it with this one, and I'm losing here. If this one would have resolved, I had a real chance to win this game, because in the extra deck you have a card that can easily OTK, because it can attack multiple times and make one monster to 0. So yeah, I could have maybe won this, probably still would have lost, right? Because I was pretty low on resources, but there was a chance of winning this. But yeah, I forgot that this card can actually do something, so I'm just losing here. For game 3, after siding, I'm obviously going first against the Onomat deck, and right here, let's take a look at our hands. My hand is kind of wild. It's not bad. I have the Baphomet, which I play actually free of this because I actually want to draw it. Because if you have Diabellze, you can just normal summon this if you have no other starters. So, and also you could just special summon it with some Sinful Spoils of the White Forest as an extender. Because if you read this, you can use both effects of this, but both once per turn. And if you control a Fiend Illusion or a Spellcaster monster, I could either fuse or special summon one Fiend Illusion or Spellcaster from the hand. So this one is a perfectly synergy for this deck. So my hand is good. It can also play through a lot of interruptions. I don't have like the usual one card starters, but if this this hand is crafted to play, right, you can play through a lot of things with this hand. And his hand, yeah, it has Onomat to pick up, Radiant Typhoon Chant, which is kind of good, also Kaiju, and some cards to play with actually. So his hand is also fine, but I think it lacks some hand traps. And yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking how I want to start here, and then I start with Diabellze, discarding the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, and because this is a White Forest card, it can reset itself, which is like super nice, because I can use it in the next turn to fuse with it. And then Diabellze sends Curse of the Diabelle, and Curse of the Diabelle actually searches me for Fialia Diabelle. Because I play 3 of this, I can just search another one because I already have this in the hand. Then I use Philia Diabellze to search Diabellze, but important, this can only add level 8 or higher Diabellze monster. I cannot search the other one because it's level 7. Then I just do the thing, right? Just normal summon the Big-Winged Performant by attributing the Diabellze the White Witch, because I can just reborn her when I fuse away the Big-Winged Performant. Then use the effect, add Gazelle and also Chimera Fusion to my hand, and then use Chimera Fusion. I actually fuse those two first because I want to have this in graveyard, because importantly, this is always treated as a Sinful Spoils card, right? So I fuse this away to go for the Chimera King of Phantom Beast. This one also discards a card from his hand, which is kind of strong in the end phase, right? And then I use this effect to search the other Diabellze because it's an illusion monster, and now can special summon it because I have Vengeance in my graveyard. And yeah, then I actually add Chimera Fusion back, and then I'm using Fusion again, actually. All right. For Baphomet, the Mythical King of Phantom Beast. I think there was maybe a better card I could have went to, because this one doesn't do a whole lot of things here. I think going into Dragostapelia could have been like the way better play, because I had a Fusion and a dark monster. So this one you can see now I just use its effect and also use performance effect to reborn this, right? But I just sent the boo and add the Mutiny in the Sky, but I cannot do a lot of things here because there are no good targets I want to fuse in here. I only have this as follow-up, right? So this could have like easily been a Guardian Chimera, because I also don't have like a Mirror Sword Knight in the graveyard. The other thing I could have done is not sending Boo the Downslide, like sending Mirror Sword Knight would have been the better thing if I think about it, because then I would have had negate with Mirror Sword Knight actually. So I had two better options than sending Boo the Downslide into the graveyard here. So I think this was also not played perfectly. And yeah, then I special summon the Diabellze because I have the Diabellze Vengeance, which is a Sinful Spoils card in the graveyard. And then I set the other Chimera Fusion and then reborn the Diabellze. And the best thing right here, I also play like synchro targets for Diabellze. So if I pop with her, I can just special summon the White Forest card that books everything, or the other White Forest Poplar to go into a synchro 12. So yeah, this is kind of good to have. Then also another good thing, Philia Diabellze boosts all Diabellze monsters, so also Diabellze the original Sin Keeper. Now she's even harder to get rid of because she has 3k attack now. So and she also cannot be destroyed by card effects. So yeah, kind of hard to out this board to be honest, because always if he sets something, I can actually pop it with a different way. I have Vengeance to pop, I have the Diabellze to pop, I have Chimera Fusion that I can make like Guardian Chimera with it, right? I can also use Sinful Spoils of the White Forest to use it to go into Fusion that pops. So there are like a lot of ways to pop. So he cannot really use spells here. And also in the end phase, he already drew. We forgot that he has to discard, but he just puts it on top, and then he has to discard with the Chimera, and I'm actually hitting here. Okay, the Ganbara Knight, which is actually a kind of good hit, because hitting those would like done nothing, right? Because he cannot use them because of the Diabellze. So this card is dead. This card he has to set first, and it will just get popped by me. So this hit was actually crazy, and he gets the Ghost Ogre. This is like a bit too late, I think. And he starts by just using a Kaiju. I'm actually thinking here if I want to use the Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts, but I'm deciding to wait here because I still have the Kaiju on my field, but I need some more free zones. So if I use this effect, I want to be able to go into Synchro, right? So I can just wait here. This is a quick effect, right? So I'm actually just waiting. Then he sets the Radiant Typhoon Chant. I'm just taking a bait and popping the Kaiju because I don't want to have this on my field. I cannot do anything with it. Then he sets the Onomat pickup. I can just easily also pop this, so I will just use Sinful Spoils of White Forest. I use this first because I always need an illusion or fiend monster or a spellcaster monster on my field to use this card. So if he wipes my board, right, this card is dead, but this one isn't, so I use this first. And then I fuse those two, a fiend and an illusion monster, for the Azamina Soul Ersichton. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this one can send one card from the field to the graveyard on summon. So I just sent this card, right? And yeah, then I think he kind of, yeah, he asks the points of my deck. I tell him the points, and then he just shows me his hand. He kind of lost because I got a good discard with the Chimera, and right now I also had like way more interruptions. I could have still used this card to fuse and maybe go into Guardian Chimera this time, because I can reborn with the Chimera, the Diabellze Vengeance, then use Diabellze Vengeance to pop, go into the Poplar, then make a Synchro 12, then I can use Baphomet to special summon back the banished Chimera, then I can use the Chimera plus the Azamir Soul S Richton, whatever, for I think Dragostapelia, right? So I had a lot of plays here, a lot of interruptions left, and so I won this game. Yeah, I kind of won this game because I won the die roll, but sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like that, right? All right, thank you a lot for watching. Leave your comments about what do you think about the deck and your ideas for the deck. Also, if you want to see a deck profile, also leave that in the comments. And also maybe consider subscribing. That would make me really happy to get new subscribers and new people that watch my videos. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you in the next video.